Mm. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Let's start. Uh, Hello, everyone. Uh, as Chen has just introduced, I'm Fan Chen. And now, current, I'm a research assistant professor from the School of Communication at the Hong Kong Baptist University. And I would like to give so many thanks to the SICSS Summer School Committee for inviting me to give such a workshop. As I remember, 2 years ago, I joined the Beijing SICSS Summer School uh, online. At that time, I was in Hong Kong. Yeah, and I really learned a lot from the participants and the organizers, and which encouraged me to explore more about the computational social science method and series. And like 2 years ago, today as a presenter, I'd like to share with everyone in this summer school about the data scraping skills from the social media platforms. And to make it more specific, today I'd like to talk about how to develop your data scraper and harvest the data from social media platforms. And at the very beginning, I would like to let you know that the workshop is not to make everyone the data expert of the CS expert, but help you make sense of the basic knowledge of the fundamental data collection process on social media platforms, and which enable you to well communicate with the computer science experts. Maybe in the future, you could have some computer science research assistant, and you have collaborations with the CS background guys. So after I'd like to let you to make you and let to work together with them and let them know your instructions and work together more efficiently to give solution to the computational social science problems and issues. So as we know, the social media, including the blogs and the online social networks, macro blogs, which has become one of the major data sources for the quantitative communication research over the last decades. And in addition to the survey and experiment content analysis, the social media, the social media harvesting has become one of the most popular methods of data collection in the social science field. And the increasing social media use has generated rich information online that is archived instantly on the web servers. And although much of the information is often very useful to the researchers, like you and me, the independent researchers, however, it is really difficult to use them directly. So social media harvesting is a kind of way to collect the data from social media platforms in an unobtrusive way and automatically. So by employing the simple programming tools, researchers can extract the relevant messages, relevant informations from the social media platforms for multiple research purpose. That is the background of this workshop. Okay, and to begin with this workshop, I would like to talk about the available ways to collect the data from social media platforms, like which may include the application programming interface, the so-called API. Everyone should know about it. And the scraper is kind of third party of customer developed and purchasing data and manual data collection. And as we know, the API is originally API were built for the third parties like the companies to access to the user data set in the database. However, these tools, it is began to used by researchers over time, and co-send social media platform to develop the specific API for our researcher, but it's originally designed for the company, the third-party companies. But for scraper, a data scraper is a program or script that automates the extraction of data from the website and other sources of the internet. It retrieves the specific information such as the text, the images, and the links, and any other kind of data elements available on our websites or on the social media. And then we save it into a structured data format, such as the Excel and the CSV, or in our database like the MongoDB, MySQL, the commonly used database. And for the purchasing data, there are many available third-party companies providing the way to purchase the data from them, and they collect the data also by APIs or custom tools from the social media providers. For data donation, is always a user-centric approach, and the manual data collection is mainly related to manual copying and pasting of the relevant data from the social media platforms. And however, today we only focus on two main types of approach to get the data or to harvest the data from social media platforms. And the first one is the API approach. Another one is the web scraping method. And in this situation, you may raise a question, since we already have the API method to get the social media data, why we still need the web scraping method? And that is because even though some websites or social media platforms provide the API access to the user or to the independent researcher, but most of social media platforms do not give access to their database. As we know, the API mainly related to Twitter, but there are lots of social media platforms which have no access to the researchers. So, for example, in mainland China, there is a very popular social media platform, the Sina Weibo, although it declared that it has API access to the social media researchers with these social media data. However, our independent researcher does not have such access. For me, I applied several times of the API with Weibo, but it never approved my application. And I even consult the data management from the Weibo, the Sina Weibo company. Its response is, you should subscribe the open data service of Weibo. The annual fee is about 20 million. It's so ridiculous, right? How can a researcher obtain and pay 20 million every year for the social media data collection? So another thing we know is the Douyin and TikTok. You know, the TikTok is the overseas version of Douyin. Douyin is usually used by the mainland China users. So TikTok does have an API to the researcher of the data, but Douyin does not have such a way to get data. In this situation, how can we get the data from Douyin? The only way for most of the researchers, the only way is to get the data via the web scraping methods. So we need to harvest the data directly from the website without API and without approval of the platforms. That is why we need the web scraping method. And when we talk about the API method, the first method to to obtain the data from the social media platforms. It is the most popular way to collect the social media data and to use its API developed by the social media platforms, and use the relevant queries which are sent to the social media platform with the API to collect the large-scale data. And three technical issues are usually involved in this process of data collection via the API methods. The first one is authorization. Another is generating API links, and followed by passing the JSON, the JavaScript object notation data, and in a plain language. And you log in, submit data requests, and save the response in a structured data table. So when we consider the publicly available APIs, the following terms are useful to be aware of. The first thing is API access control, and ensure only users with the authenticated credentials can access API and use it. Another one is API rate limit, and the third one is no prior project approval is kind of API, and the last one is the prior project approval. And here I will show you how to apply the API from Twitter. Okay, let's see. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Okay, could you see the? Oh, yeah. And via the application section of the Twitter developer platform, you can apply for the academic research access, which grants you with monthly 10 million tweets, which means you can get 10 million tweets from the Twitter via the API academic API methods, and there are also standard API version, but I strongly recommend you apply the academic research access. Yeah, and through this way you can apply for the API method. Okay, let's go back. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. And there are still some issues about API methods. Here we outline some key issues researchers may face when working with large-scale social media data relating to, such as the restricted sharing of data and changes in APIs over time, and change in the database caused by the user themselves, and other involving terms and conditions. The research needs to be aware of when using the API methods from the Twitter. And here is the case about the Twitter policy change. And Elon Musk declared that starting from February 9, 2023, and we will no longer support the free access to the Twitter API, both version 2 and version 1.1. So it proposed that they will launch a paid basic tier, which will be available instead. But currently, I don't see the rolling out of such policy. So we are still waiting for the new updates from the Twitter developer. Okay. So let's move to another thing is as I mentioned above, the web scraper. In addition to the API, the web scraping or screen scraping is another common approach to collect the web data. The procedure is quite straightforward. It actually mirrors the process whereby a user view a web page, finds the relevant information, and copy and paste the element into data tables. However, letting the computer do the copying and pasting task is more complicated than we can imagine. And because it requires some basic understanding, basic knowledges of the language the website is written, and a programming language. And let's show your case. Okay. Okay, such as this one. And if we want to script in the elements from this page or from other page, the NUS, CM, such this web page. Okay, we want to see the faculty members. What we can do, what we can manually do is we can copy and paste the faculty members and their emails and their telephone numbers. We can do that because they are limited the faculty members for the CAM at NUS. And another thing we can do is to automatically extract the message, the information from the website by the computer, right, by the program. Let's see what is the elements, such as this one. The 1, 2 is Ren Yi, right? Ren is here, and is assistant professor, and is the telephone number, and even you can see more information. And through this way, we design a program and extract the information from the web page in an automatic way. That's the thing the web scripting is doing. That's fact. And it is generally a tool created in programming language of one's choice used to get data on websites for data analysis. And scrapers do not use platform provided API is API free, and frequently but it frequently fall in legal gray areas. And there are various types of scripting tools that include crawlers and spider to expand the scope of the data scrapped. Okay, and likewise, there are some issues about ethic issues in terms of the web scraping. The first one could be the terms of service violation. What does that mean? Many websites have terms of service or usage agreements that explicitly stop data scraping, and ignoring all these terms can be seen unethical and may lead to legal consequence. Another thing is the intellectual property rights. The web scraping can involve accessing and extracting the copyrighted content or information without permission from the website, and using the scripted data in a way that may violate the intellectual property rights, such as you can republish this content or distribute these contents without the authorization, and it is ethically problematic. Another thing is about the privacy concern, and it is easy to understand. And another thing is overloading of the website server, intensive and uncontrolled scraping. So if there are so many users or so many scrapers to get the data from websites, and it will potentially causing disruption on downtime of the server. Such action could be considered unethical, as the interface with the known functioning of the website and negatively impact other users. And another issue could be the misrepresentation and impersonation and data integrity and accuracy that is more related to the data quality. Okay, and at the end of this part, I would like to share some of the practice of web scraper development practices and some cases of my research in the following section. Okay, here we want to talk about some illustrations of social media data scraper developed in practice by myself. In this part, we just want to focus on one of the most common social media data collection action. We always want to collect some tweets or posts or some content related to a specific issue, such as on the Twitter, we want to collect such Black Lives Matters tweets. So we will use some keywords to retrieve the data. They retrieve the tweets related to the Black Lives Matters event, right? But before that, we should provide some keywords related to Black Lives Matters events, and we can collect the data by API by providing the keywords. But another one is the advanced search interface of the social media sites. We can directly get data without API from the websites. And here I will show how you can do that. So this is the Weibo. And you may want to get some keywords related or event related post from the Weibo. What about NUS? Yeah, in Chinese it's 新加坡国立大学. Because it's a Chinese social media platform, so what we should input is the Chinese character. So it's NUS, or you can just input National University of Singapore, and you will see we get so many results. Now there are 386 results from the Weibo related to the NUS, but it is in the English character. If we put the most commonly used Chinese character. Oh, sorry. You can now see my screen. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, this one. So you can see that. Okay, if you want to get the results from the Sina Weibo related to the NUS, such you input the National University of Singapore. And here you get all the results on Weibo related to the NUS. And you can see here the results is 386 posts related to NUS. But if you input the Chinese translation of NUS is 新加坡国立大学. And if you see, you get more results is 426 results. And what we should do is just get all this information down and store in your database used for the further analysis. Okay. Okay. And I also proposed another way to collect the post on Weibo we need for the research. And this is the using a user pool to continuously retrieve the social media data from the social media platforms. And it means you construct a user pool. You construct a user pool with a large scale and a representative user sample. For instance, 200 million users, and it is active and representative of the Weibo user Weibo user database. And once you build the user pool, you can continuously retrieve the social media post from the homepage of all the 200 million users. And then if you want to get the specific keywords related post, you can just fill in the post in the corpus with the keywords. For instance, post related to the Black Lives Matters, or post related to Xi Jinping, the chairman of the PRC. Okay. And this here I would like to show you the process as shown in the figure, about the process of data collection from Weibo through our user pool method. Firstly, we continuously expand the Weibo user pool through our social networking methods, such as scraping the following of the initial users. And we also maintain this user pool by regularly updating the user pool, such as adding more users, remove the inactive users, and then we forming the Weibo active users. The following step is to collect each user's post, the historic post from generated by all these Weibo active users, and then you can and then you get all the posts by these users in the user pool, and then you get a massive large scale corpus, and use the keywords. You can extract the relevant post from this database and result in the Weibo posts data set you're interested in. And here I want to make the process more transparent and specific. I want to demonstrate the process of building or constructing the massive user pool. The first thing is in my practice, the first thing is I generated 1 million seed user, which is collected by my previous project on Weibo. And what we want to do is expand the seed user pool to 250 million. So what we can get more user and expand the seed user pool with script the follow and followee by the of the 1 million users, and then and it result in 250 million users. It is the so-called user pool generated in my project. And this is the illustration of the user pool, which is stored. It is stored in MongoDB or typical database, and there are almost 215 million users from Weibo. As we know, the daily active users. The daily active user of Weibo is around 300 million. So we can say it covered most of the active users on Weibo. Okay, and here is another case to illustrate the procedure of user pool construction and post corpus building. And we filled in. This is all the posts we collected during the specific time period. And following that, we use keywords related to the COVID-19, which result in 14 million COVID-19 posts. It is based on the user pool and following the steps we mentioned. I mentioned above. And we also have some other ways. Instead of scripting the follow and the followees of the seed user pool, you can also build your own user pool of social media platforms, such as how to get the seed user or the seed users collection. We can use some stop words. For instance, you can use some stop words to retrieve the post and tweets from social media, as well as its affiliated users. Why we use the stop words to collect the social media users? instead of specific event-related keywords, because it will make you obtain a random and a random sample of the users, because the stop words is meaningless. It is irrelevant to any specific events, and the stop words like the I, mean, always, and which, this, who, those, and this is all stop words in of the Chinese character. It has no meaning. It's meaningless, and using this meaningless words as a keyword to retrieve the post from Weibo, we have got about 4,000 million results, and these all posts are generated by the users. And in this way, we get the user ID and building our user pool, or really large scale user pool. And this is an alternative way, which also helps you make your user pool. And I also developed a system to including all the scrapers and design interface for the users to use the social media data scraping tools. And it provides so many functions across different social media platforms, such as the Sina Weibo, the Twitter, Bilibili, and even YouTube. And for Sina Weibo, it provides so many functions and so many functions to collect the data, such as the text level data. I define is as text level data, the diffusion chain of a specific post. Once you get a post, you may want to build the diffusion chain of that post and do the network analysis. And this function enable you to retrieve the post in the diffusion chain of such a post. And you can do social network analysis, and you can even collect the comments of a specific post and specific keywords related post searching, and you can get the list of the specific post. For user level data, you can get all the historic posts of a specific social media user, and you can get the newly published post of a specific Weibo user in a selected specific period. And you can also scrap the user profile for selected user, for specific user on Weibo. And you can even get the follower and the followee list, the followee network for specific user. And for Twitter, you can get such as the specific keywords related to posts searching. You get the keywords related tweets from Twitter, and you can also obtain the user profile of a specific Twitter user and is historic tweets of a specific Twitter user, and even the follower and the following list of a Twitter user. And for the Bilibili or video sharing platform in China, likewise you can get all the user text and relational data from the B sites. Okay, and here I want to show you. I developed it into a product with interface, and here I want to share you the product. I don't know if you can see that. Oh no. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I incorporate all the data scrapers in this system, which include the different cover different social media sites, including Sina Weibo, the Twitter, the Bilibili, and YouTube. And you can get the data if you like, such as the Sina Weibo. You can collect the keywords related post. In this way, you provide a cookie, and you label it as such a text. Oh, sorry. And then you indicate the period you want to collect the data, such as from July 1 to today, and input the keywords such as NUS, such as National University of Singapore, and then click submit. Then task is in progress. You get the results, and you can also grab the different kind of data from the from Twitter. They have different functions such as user profile retriever, the follower list retriever, and the following list retriever, keyword-based searching, and for the beside different functions and YouTube, you can get the user profile comments by the user ID and keywords-based video searching and get the video to download. Okay. Okay. Another one is to unpack the process of data scraping of my system. I will show you over a database. The database here is okay. Okay. Yeah, it's here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can see there are different tasks for the Weibo scripting. And this task, I scrapped more than 13,000 posts related to a specific events. It is a hero event. I store all the data. Once I start the task in my system, the procedure is in progress in my cloud server, and data is stored here. Okay. Okay, let's move next part. The main task of this workshop is talk about the web scraping, and to talk about the web scraping, we may need to know some basic knowledge about HTML, the web scraping using the XPath and the Python. And in this section, we will mainly talk about the HTTP, the HTML, and the XPath package of Python to extract the data from the web page. Okay, first one is, to start with, I want to do something about HTTP, the so-called hypertext transfer protocol, foundation of the World Wide Web, and it's usually used to load web pages with the HTTP links. The HTTP, it could be an application layer protocol designed to transfer the information between the devices run on the top of other layers of the network protocol stack. And what will happen if we connect and visit a web page? The user may request may click on the web page and connect to the HTTP client and through the TCP and IP. And then the HTTP receive that signal and give response to the client. And then the users will see what's shown on the web page, the text, the image, the files, the video, and the sound. That is the process of connecting to the web page. And during this process, you get so many response, such as this one, the 404. It means client's error, and you can load the page, but if it appear 200, it means successful. Okay, I will show you an example. Okay, this one. And we want to read the page of the bank, the CN of NUS. And okay. And what we can see is the page, and then we see what the response refresh. You can see is 200 successfully connected, and the request method is to get the elements, and the requested URL is the CN at NUS. This is what the server clients give response to you. Okay. Okay, another thing is the HTML. Okay, let's talk about HTML. Why we should know the HTML? First of all, most of the website pages in the world are designed and displayed in the HTML language. So what's HTML? It is the hypertext markup language, or HTML is the standard markup language for documents designed to be displayed in a web browser, and it is often assisted by technologies such as the cascading style and the scripting language such as the JavaScript. And here I want to provide a simple case about the about HTML. Okay, here I made a very simple HTML. You can see the only content is hello world. And if we click to see the elements is HTML, hey, about the body is hello world. That is the HTML of this file looks like. It's very simple. Okay. And usually, the HTML, it usually consists of different elements, such as usually consists of different tags and attributes. That is the two things we would discuss in this section. The HTML tags are like the keywords which defines how the web browser will format and display the content. Well, with the help of tags, a web browser can distinguish between the HTML content and the simple content. The HTML tags contains three main parts: the opening tag, and the end tag is a closing pattern. And the HTML attributes, it is this kind of thing. The attributes, it is spatial words which provide additional information about the elements of attributes and the modifier of the HTML elements. So each element of tag have attributes which define the behavior of that elements. And for this one, it is all HTML structure, and this is the tags, and attributes. The attributes, the value is title my brand, and this is the attributes of URL, and you can see it's New York. It is a URL and the content. Okay, and this is the text. It's a closing to a pair of HTML, a pair of body and P. And in addition to that, in the HTML, there are different types of tags and different types of attributes are shown in this table. But this tag means declare the web page to be written. Okay. Okay, to be written in the HTML, and head is the page's head, and title is define the title, but not displayed on the page. But for the attributes, there are different kind of attributes, such as the value. It should specify the value for input element, and the title specify the actual information about elements. And the URL, it should specify the URL and ID and the URL for link. This is the example of the attributes and the text. And here is an example of basic HTML structure, as I showed above. The HTML body and the content is welcome to my web page. And this is and let's to see your HTML page. This one, this is the HTML, and if you run the code, you can see this is what we are displayed on the web page. Okay. And another case. This is the HTML elements, and you can see in the web page it will be displayed as this. Okay. Okay, and here I want to show some examples of HTML. Nice. Okay, this one. And the Douban, it is a book rank, yes, a book rank website in China. And if you click the URL of the Douban, you will see now lots of movies and even books recommended by the Douban. And if we click the more tools and developers and the elements, and you will see the structure is HTML, the text, and the HTML, and the head, the body, and where is the title of this one? You can see is here. Yeah, there is the attribute, the href. That's the real case of the web page of the HTML. Okay, another thing is about the XPath. What is XPath? XPath is a query language used to navigate and select the elements with a XML document, the HTML, and it is also commonly used with HTML document to extract information from the web page. As we can see, the HTML format of the web page is really complex, and the XPath use the path expression to select the elements, the nodes, and elements in your HTML document. That is the function. If we do not have the XPath, we can hardly get the elements from or HTML or HTML document, right? So we should write some expression, the XPath expression, using a syntax similar to a file system path, and extract the elements from HTML documents. Okay, and I want to show you an example. Okay, this one. Here is a case of the HTML And we want to get the elements such as the name and act ID from the HTML documents. And you paste it here. And you should write some XPath expression, such as it indicate that we want to select all actors nodes with ID attributes value lower or equal to 3, and use this expression here. It is just an example. And using the XPath expression, you will get the what's wrong? I got this one. Yes, you will get the result about ID 4, 5, and 6. Yes. Okay. Let's go back. Yeah, and using the XPath expression, you can select the different nodes and the content from the HTML documents. Now different path expressions to select the nodes in our XML document. The node is selected by the following path or steps. The most useful path expression, it lists below, such as this one. If you input the node name, it means select all nodes. All nodes with the name of this node name, and this one means select from the root node, and this one means select the nodes with the in the document from the parent node that match the selection no matter where they are, and the dot means select the parent code node, and 2 dot means select the parents of the parent node, and the I means select the attributes such as the class or the URL. And in this table, we also list them past expression and the results of the expression, such as you just input the bookstone. It means select all nodes with the name bookstone is the bookstone node. And this one is select the root elements of the bookstone, and bookstone and book means select all book elements that are children of bookstone. So there are so many expressions you can write to extract the elements from the XML documents. And if you want to know more things, just to search for the XPath expressions. And this one. Okay, here I want to talk about the steps of collecting the data from the web page after introducing the HTML and XPath and HTTP. So scripting the web page is quite straightforward. The first thing is you should download the HTML pages and send them to your hard disk. But actually, in our practice, we are not necessary to download HTML, just visit and open the elements and open the documents. And there are many tools, including the common web browser, that are available to parsing the HTML documents and creating a corresponding structure. And based on this structure, researchers can use the XPath expression and retrieve the relevant messages. Okay, and finally, we save the message we obtained in the previous steps in data table on your disk, such in the Excel or CSV or JSON or any other kind of data format. Okay, let's go to the practice section. Okay, I don't know if all of you have set up the collab environments. If you did set up the collab elements. Okay, this one. Oh, sorry. Something wrong with my network. Yes, this one. To set up the collab, you first you just visit this link. Sorry. A second. Let me see. Okay, that is because I'm in mainland China. I should use the VPN with Google. Okay, just visit the link, the client. And you can create any nodes, the Python nodes, such as this one. You create the one. I don't know if you are familiar with this kind of thing. No. It's wrong. Okay. Okay, if you have no problem, let's move forward. Okay. And once you set up the code, the collab, here I would like to provide some examples using the XPath to pass elements from the HTML pages. Okay, for this one, the target of this scraper is just to obtain the weekly movie rank from the Douban. And for Douban, we may want to get the order and the movie name of the weekly rank. Okay. Yes, this one. And to begin with, you should install some necessary package by the person, developed by the person. And for the client, it's a little bit different because in the Python, we just type pip install request is to get the package of request. But in the client, we need to change to we need to switch to this kind of thing. It is required by the client. You can just type this one. Okay. I will also in the chat box. Okay. Yeah, use this code to install the requested package from the Python.
Hello, I'm fine. Can you hear?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you share the Douban file to us? Can you check the chat?
Okay. You mean I share the client link of the Douban?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. This one is right?
Yeah. Can you copy and paste into the chat?
Yeah, adjust that. Yeah, this means you should install the package or requested. What is the requested? The requested library, the package, it is a really popular Python package, which used for making the HTML request. As I discussed above, when we visit a web page such as the NUS, we are giving some request to the server, and it will give response, such as we visit the NUS. Yeah. Okay, we are visiting this website, and we are request the server to give response and see here. Just the okay, you can see the method, the request method is get. So, and it will give response, the response headers, and any other kind of thing. So during this process, we need the request function of Python. It will provide capability.
Hello, I'm fine. Can you share this link into the chat?
You mean the
link of this website, yeah, the web page, and share in the chat.
You mean the 豆瓣?
Yeah.
My
Yes.
Clive link.
No,
This
the
one?
Google Cloud page of Douban.
Oh, okay. This one. It's actually it is homepage of 豆瓣.
Douban
No.
Cloud demo.
Okay.
Oh no, this
Not this one.
No, it's the Douban.
this one.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Okay, this one. And this section we just have installed.
Have you shared in the chat? We cannot see. Have you shared to everyone?
Oh, sorry. I got it. I just sent to Zicheng. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now you can go into the IPython created by me. Could
I
you
think
also...
they need access.
Oh yeah. I received so many requests. Let me approve.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I just set everyone can use it. Okay, please wait several seconds. Okay. And please use this new link. It is available to everyone who know the link. So everyone have access to the page. Okay, great. Okay, so now we are on the same page of the IPython, right? And I will show you, you can install the package, the request package, and the LXML package. The LXML package is the most easy to use library for processing the HTML in the Python language. So that's why we need these two package. Okay. Okay, successfully. Yeah, it's done. Almost done. Yeah, and then we should import the request. We just download the package, but we should import the package for further use. So we import the request, and from this package, the LXML, and import the package of E3. The E3 is a very important Python library that allows you to pass and navigate the XML document, the HTML documents. So just import. I guess that is because so many guests are visiting the my client is a little bit slow. Okay, and after that, we are writing the scripting codes. Firstly, we should define the web page URL. You want to request, I want to script the data. So you should define the URL. It is the 豆瓣, as I show you. This one, you should tell the scraper that we define the URL, and the UA is you should the user agent steering that let the websites let you know you are scripting identity and application, and they are sent to the server as part of the request head. Because you request the server to give response, you should tell the server that you are the user agent. It is like the procedure we visit in the page, such as this one, CNN and NUS. And once we visit this and request the web page, you can see we are doing some requesting. The method is requesting to get the content from the websites, and the stat code is successful 200, and from the URL from the CM and US, that is the scenes you are doing requesting. Okay, so you should define the UA. How can you get the UA? I can tell you the scenes. First, click more tools. And you will see at the bottom, there are develop tools, and click the develop tools. And then just update, refresh. And then you will see where is the user agent. Scroll down and see is the user agent of your browser. So just copy this one and paste the, okay, and paste it here. It is the user agent. Okay, after that, after all these things, you should write code to get the elements from the HTML, and we define and execute a request, and we get the HTML content, and HTML is EG, and the HTML to get the content defined previously. And also we want to get order and the title. What is order and what is title? It means for this one. Okay. We just want to scrap all the scenes from this part. The weekly rank of the movies. So the orders is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 10. And we also want to get the title or the movie name from the website. It is this one, this one, this one, this one. So every movie should have order and have a title, have a movie name, the title. It depends as the title. So the things we want to get from the Douban homepage is the weekly movie rock. So we want to get orders. So how to get the order elements from the HTML? So we should do navigate and locate the elements we want in the HTML, right? So how to find the location? So just more tools, develop tools. And here you can just make and inspect, and you can see it is here. The thing you want to do is to extract the scenes from the elements and the title, and for this one the order is here. Order is number 1 is the best seller of the movie in this week. And the title is 我的婚内情事, just in Chinese. yeah. So the things we want to get is get the one from the class order equals to 1, and get the title of the movie, this one from the elements. This is the things we want to do in this scrapper. So we define the orders from here, and you can even copy this one and see what will happen. You just copy this one, and more tools develop. Okay, click the elements, and then in this page, you just click the command and F in your keyboard and input, and you will see, yes, it's here. I successfully locate the order we want to get. It is here. And for this one, we want to get the title of the movie. This is the XPath expression we should write. You navigate and locate the order elements, and you just copy this one, the table, PD, and class equals to title, and A, and text. And you copy and paste it here, and you will see, yes, successfully find the title elements of the movie. So this is the scene. So why we should write the expression like this? You can see the text. It is a text, and before that it's the TD, and in TD you should define that class equals to title is to define that, and the upper class is TD, right? And then table. So using this expression, you can successfully find the elements you want, and that's why we should write the expression back in this way. Also, there are different ways to write the XPath expression. Yeah, and then we just want to print the order and title in the items. The ans titles is the things we want to get. So let's do it. And just several seconds. This is the things we can get from the scraper. We get the number 1 is 我的婚内情事. The 2 is spider. The 3 is still God exist, and all this kind of thing. Oops. I think the server is overloaded. Okay, let's let it go. And this is the results. We want to print the K and V in the ans items. The K is the order, and the V is the title. This is the things we get from the from this HTML. And this is the things the data scraper does. Okay, next one. Sorry. Okay, and also here I provide some demos for practicing. And don't worry, I will share the whole slides to all of you, so you can still visit the HTML with my clips, and even you can create your own clip and copy my codes into your own clip notebook, and then run the examples by yourself. Okay, let's go to the Weibo case. Okay, thanks. Server. Okay, this is the Weibo, and in this case, what we want to do is to get the post by the post generated by a specific user during or selected period, and as I will show in the Weibo. This is the Weibo. Okay, such as for this one, this user, we go into his homepage, and then if we want to get the posts by this user, the 中国传媒大学刘俊, and generated by this month, what we can do is just select the time, the journey 1 to today. Today is the 21st, is the journey 21st to 2023. And if you search, you will get all the results. And for this user, it generated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts in this month. So what we can do if we want to get all the posts generated by this user during these months, that is the thing we do in this note. The first of all is to you should set the environment of your program. Environment means you should indicate the program where the data you should save and where the data you should import and export. So this is the package you should import before that. The OS means the OS module is a package in the Python which provides the function for creating and removing a directory. For the computer, you have the directory, right? And let me show you a case. Okay. Okay, in your computer, maybe you want to know where the SICSS located in this computer. Okay, just click. Click the terminal of your computer and then drag it here. And you will see this file is located in the user Chen Anfan desktop and the SICSS. This is the path of the file. Okay, develop tool. What do you mean by develop tool? Oh, okay. I mean, let's go back. Okay, once you want to visit a website such as the CM and US. Yeah, the most familiar websites. Okay. First of all, you click here. And sorry for that, it is in Chinese. And then more tools. This one. Click the more tools. and it appears the develop tools. Just click this one.
Okay.
And you will see there are so many elements in the HTML formats. And you can even see if you want to see the response, the user agent and the response stator, you click the network and refresh the URL and click the CAM. Click anyone is okay, such as this one. You will find that the stator is 200 means successful connected, and the request URL is the CAM NUS. This is the URL, and the request method is get. We get the page. Okay, this is the scenes. What we are doing. I cannot install JSON package. Arrow cannot find a version that satisfies the required JSON. No mention JSON. Okay, okay. So you cannot install the JSON package. Okay. I guess maybe is a default package in the Collab. So you don't need to install that. Okay. Yeah, it usually happens when I do the coding in the Collab. Okay. Any other question? Okay, if now let's move on. For this one, just to import the OS and install the packages, the request, the data, the JSON. Okay, the data package, it is used to define the format of the time, such the day, the hour, the minute and second. It is such kind of package in the Python. And the JSON is for processing the JSON data format. Okay. And after installation, you should import the packages. Okay, and all these kind of things done. Then you should specify the data collection. As I mentioned above, the data collection in this section is to get the post about a specific user during a specific time span with the user ID. The UID means user ID within or selected period. So likewise, we should set the user agent, the accept, and the cookie. Cookie is the first thing I mentioned here. Okay, let me tell you how to get a cookie. First of all, you should have a Weibo user account. It is account of me. Yeah, it's me. And once you want to get the data from, just get the data from my homepage. Okay, this one. Okay, you can see there is no post because I never published the post during this period. Let's expand the period. Okay, you will see there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so many posts published by myself during the past year. And I want to get all the posts. And then where is the cookie? Cookies, you just click more tools and developer tools, and you will see just the refresh, and you will see the network and click here. Where's the cookie? Okay, cookies here. Okay, just copy and paste and paste it here. Okay, why it is in Hong Kong? That is because I set my Weibo in the Hong Kong area. So because we want to get the post during or selected period, we should set the period, the start date and end date. Right. The start date is April 7, 2023, and to June 8, 2023. So this is the thing we should transform the format of the dates by this function, the data 10, and ds is the data is the start 10, and data de means dead ends. All the above four lengths were used to define the selected period from the start data 10 to end data 10. And for the user ID, you should specify which user you want to scribe. So this is the user ID, which equals the username. It indicates the user we want to scribe and request. Since UID is the unique identifier on Weibo user. So what's the function of the UID? Yeah, just copy the UID and then return back here. Okay. If you paste it here and click, you will see, okay, I got it. It is this user. So the homepage of a user is usually the Weibo.com U and the UID. The combination of these elements makes a complete URL of a Weibo user. That's why I specify the UID here. And the page number means I just want to get the second page number of that user from the results. Because some people may publish so many posts during a specific period. So it's it will display in more than one page. So which page you want to get? Also you can get all the pages and all the results from the scraper, and here we just want to scrap the second page, and you can modify to 1, the first page of the results, and you should indicate the URL. Okay, the page number, it will fill here. The UID I indicate here. The UID will fill here, and the page number will fill here, and start 10 will fill here, and end 10 here. And in this way, we get a complete URL of the user. Okay, and we get the URL, and the data we define it as data and in JSON format. Let's try what will happen. Okay, it's complete. And see, you can print the data and see what we get. Okay, it is the things we got from this scraper, and it's really hard to understand, right? For most of you, it's really hard to understand. So we should store the data into a database, or in Excel, CSV, or JSON, anything. Okay, this is the code to store the character and the data into a specific data format. Okay, we just store it into CSV. We indicate where the data we want to store is stored in content, draft, my draft, collab, SICSS workshop, and it is named as show page 2, then CSV. Let's see why it is just click this one. And this is the draft. My draft. My draft. What's wrong? Yeah, and collide. Where's collide? Up here. And it's SICSS workshop. And it is show page 2. And see what's the data looks like. Okay, what's wrong? Okay. Oh, you will see it's displayed here. The data is UID, Weibo ID, user ID, and the created time. Okay, and you will see the source. The source means which terminal, which tool the post is created. For this post is created by the iPhone 14, and the last number of this post is more than 300. And the repost number, comment number, content. And the geo information means the geolocation of this post and the content here. Okay, let's see it is the data we get from the home page of this user, this user. That is the thing we did. But keep in mind that the important thing is cookie. Once there is something wrong, if you run the code and there's some bugs happen, maybe the cookie is invalid. So you should generate the cookie in this way. Get a cookie, copy and paste, to get a new cookie, and it will be successful implemented. Yeah, that's the thing we get from the Weibo, and to get the post by a specific user during a specific time span with UID and selected period. Okay, it is Weibo. So what's the time? Okay, and other things is we cannot get access to this CSV. Yes, because you can see the problem is you can see the path. The path is in my Google Drive. You do not have access to my Google Drive. And if you run the codes, run the scripter on your client, you can change the path, such as you can change anywhere. If you want to store the data here, okay, just copy the path. Once you copy the path, just paste here, and then another path. So please change the path in your Google Drive. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Yes, so please remember that change the path, modify the path, and in your book and store the data in your Google Drive, because you do not have access to my Google Drive. That is the thing, you do not have access to my computer. Yeah. Okay. And now access to CSV. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Another one is, yeah, I have another example. I think, but it seems we do not have enough time to elaborate on this section. This section is meant to collect the data from all restaurant booking website, the OpenRice. Let's see what is OpenRice. OpenRice is a bookstore, is all restaurant the booking websites. You can find anything you would like to send with your friends on this website, and we want to get the popular restaurant list on this website. That is the scene. That is the scene we did in the code. And in this code, we just want to get the bookmark restaurant list for specific user, such as in this one, it is my account. For me, I booked so many restaurants. For me, this is the scenes I booked, the restaurant I booked. Okay, and I also follow some other users. For this and the code here is to collect all my restaurant for this user, the Hong Kong 2019. You can see there are more than 4,000 restaurants in this page, and you can see. And the things we want to do here is to extract the information about the restaurant bookmarked by the Hong Kong 2019. Yeah, I can show in stone. I will not elaborate on this section because I provided so many annotations and we do not have enough time to elaborate. That's why I just skip so many sections. You click. Yeah, and you will get the results from here. You may wonder, there are more than 4,000 restaurants, but why? Yes, just 20 restaurants in the results. That is because yeah, I set the page number from 1 to 3. I can even set it to 400 and you get more results, but it will take much longer time. So I just set 3. You can set 4. And the time sleep means you should set the sleep time as 0.3 seconds to stop your request determined as illegal request by the client. That is why I set the time sleep. So the every request, there is a gap. The gap is 0.3 seconds to wait, to take a break. Otherwise, I may be determined by the client as illegal. That's why I said here. And if I set it as 10, let's try. Yeah, there's more. And this is the progress. There's more. Okay, we get all the results from these parts. And this is the thing we want to scrap from the OpenRice. And there is another case, scrap the restaurant information, because here we just scrap the restaurant title and the label. You can see the label here. Is blue or yellow. it should talk about the context of the Hong Kong restaurant. It's the color economy. But it is the label of the restaurant by the OpenRice created by the users. And you can scrape the restaurant information from OpenRice and more informations such as the name of the restaurant. And you can this is to get the review for every restaurant. There are reviews such as for this one. Okay, now so many reviews for this restaurant. You may want to research, to investigate the reviews affiliated with this restaurant. So this is the scene. This is the scene. This code one scribe. You can get the name, the order, URL, because every review are generated by our order of the OpenRice, and you may want to get the user ID and the grid name, the title, the review published date, and the view account, and the full comment and the full image, because the review often together with some images, and the dining method, and for this kind of thing, you get all the comments, all the reviews for this for a specific restaurant. You can just let it go. And see what will happen. There are 13 pages for this restaurant. Okay, just go. Okay, and this is all the things I want to share with every member of this SICSS in Singapore, and also look forward to your question and feedbacks, and even in the even you can send me emails to talk about more. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. So before we end, maybe is there any questions for Anfan? No? Okay. I think participants are still like trying to figure out the coding. So maybe if we have questions afterward, can we drop an email to you to ask follow-up questions?
Yeah, I will share the slides and the codes I created today, and everyone can practice. And you can even copy and paste to get the information you want. You can even modify the IPython, the codes as you like. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That would be perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for your participation.
Everyone.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.